Now it's time to start punching the stitch holes in this thing and getting it stitched together. I'm also going to punch the belt slots. As for an 1.5" belt, which is exactly what my belt happens to be, so as long as it fits my belt, and my belt is a double layer, 2 layers of 9" stitched together. Basically, it's a gun belt. So if it fits that, I'm sure that it'll fit most any other belt. But what I do before I actually go to punching the holes is I lay them out. I'll take my punch. Oh, the reason I do that is because I want the holes in the corners. In the corner, in the corner, in the corner. And if I lay them out, I can see where I'll have to fudge my spacing. So I'll start up here. Oh, before I did that, I use my dividers, and again I set them at just a hair larger than 1/8 inch, which is where I like to have my stitch holes. I'll put my stitching. It comes out looking like, oh, that's dusty. It comes out looking like that. That's just proud of 1/8 inch from the edge, and I think that's a good look. So anyway, I take my dividers and I mark a line all the way around up to here, across there, and here. And I want a hole in those corners. So that's where I start by laying out my where my stitch holes are going to be. I put my punch in place, give it a tap. And actually, I'm just marking right now, because this will tell me how much I gotta fudge the spacing to get those holes to come out exactly. Hey, they came out exactly already, but on this side, it was off by just a little bit short, so I'm going to fudge it just a little bit along this line of holes, and by the time I get to the bottom, I'll be lined up. So I'm going to go ahead, go all the way around, and start punching the holes. We'll be right back. Okay, I got all the stitch holes punched, and I also punched the belt slots. The way I did that is I used a 3/8 inch hole punch, and I punched a hole at either end. Oh, before I did that, I laid my pattern over top of it, and these lines where the belt slots are to go are exactly 1.5 inches long. So I put one little point there and one little point there with my scratch awl. Then I punched the holes on the ends of the belt slots, and I connected the dots with my slot punch. Now this slot punch isn't wide enough to cut it in one pass, so I had to cut one side and then come back and cut the other side, but that makes some pretty nice belt slots. Now it's time to go ahead and bevel these edges. I got my edge beveler all nicely stropped and sharp. And I'm going to bevel all these edges. And then bevel the edges of the slots. After that, going to touch up the die, and when we come back, we're going to stitch this thing together. And we'll see you then.